This is not a test. This is your emergency broadcast system announcing the commencement of Phatts TV, sanctioned by PA Phatts and the non-genetically proven son. Any and all words have been authorized during the show. There is nothing off limits. Nobody is restricted from watching and participating in the show. It is a free-for-all. Commencing at the siren, any and all discussions will be legal for an extended period of time. Sports, politics, and any and all controversial topics will be talked about. You have been warned. May God be with us all.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to Phatts TV on this Tuesday night, January the 31st. Can't believe January's done already. I am yours truly, Phatts TV. Joining me, as always, in the upper left-hand portion of the screen, deep in the heart of Center County, Pennsylvania, coming to you live from Phatts Studio B, the one, the only, the non-genetically proven son. How's it going?
Coming to me live from Phatts Studio F.
Okay.
Cute.
So
it's going. I mean, work kind of sucked today. I'm a little drained.
Yeah.
A little drained. I don't like that it's nice out all week, and then this weekend it's supposed to be cold.
It snowed most of the day down here.
Oh, it was 39 degrees and sunny. So it would have been pretty nice to go outside. Yesterday was 50.
Yeah. I walked outside at 7 o'clock this morning to go to work and got in my car. My car said it was 45 degrees. At lunchtime, it was snowing.
It didn't snow here. It was sunny and in the high 30s, so it would have been no wind, so it wouldn't have been that bad outside. I'm going to call the crackhead at work for that.
Okay.
Because I looked at somebody and said, "Why are you so cold?" They said, "It's freezing outside." I said, "It's pretty nice outside."
Yeah.
But my apartment is at 59, 60 degrees.
Well, that's because you have whoever your parents were cheap ass. And
yeah, and I became also that cheap ass.
So, word has it, if you want to pay attention to what I'm saying,
I'm making sure my chat is working.
Word has it that you may have been spotted at a protest over the weekend. Is there any truth to this?
You are putting words in my mouth.
Wearing one of those pink vagina hats or something?
Yeah, exactly what I was doing.
Were you at an LPG umlaut squiggly mark over the N XYZ rally?
Yeah. If that's what you want to call it.
So, there were rallies all around America. If you don't know, if you've been living under a rock,
me, because I had no idea what it had to do with.
A gentleman in Memphis, Tyree Nichols, was murdered. Tyree is a black man.
I kind of figured by the first name.
Yeah. He was murdered by 5 black cops.
What for?
He was a bad man. No.
Was it justified?
No.
No.
Okay. No, this... If you watch the video, it kind of makes the George Floyd killing look like a Sunday walk in the park.
I guess I gotta go find the video then.
They basically had this guy handcuffed and they kind of whacked him around. Like, it was...
So it sounds like the cops are gonna get fired.
They got fired already. They got arrested. They got charged.
Probably trial and probably all be charged with murder.
Yeah.
And I honestly, they should probably be handcuffed, tied to the ground, and beaten themselves.
Yeah. Now,
I just had this conversation with someone at work today that he likes listening to murder stories, like mystery murder stories.
mm-hmm.
I was saying, if somebody murders somebody, it should just be an automatic you get murdered in the same way.
An eye for an eye. Yeah. Here's the problem, though, with your eye for an eye theory. What happens when the person's innocent, but he's found guilty?
Well, that's why you're innocent.
You know, there are mistakes made.
True. But that way, for that to work, you have to basically be 100% positive.
Sure, yeah. Well,
Like, you'd have to have... It wouldn't be a, we think,
yeah,
and then they get convicted and blah, blah, blah.
yeah.
It has to be like, we have significant proof that, like, we know you did it.
Mm-hmm.
That'd be the only way that would work.
So anyway, there was protests all around the country because, you know, whenever police officers, let's face it, usually white police officers though, but in this case, black, murder a black man, there's uproar all throughout the United States because of the victim mentality that liberalism or progressivism has forced on us all. Now, this case is a little bit different than most of the other ones. You know, George Floyd was a criminal.
Sure.
I mean, when you hold a gun to a pregnant woman's stomach, threatening to blow her away and her unborn baby away, going back to your eye for an eye thing, you should be spending the rest of your life in prison. Whether you actually pulled the trigger or not. Like, and you know, I'm shocked we don't have a federal holiday yet for George Floyd, to be honest. You know.
Oh my god.
But as far as I know, Tyree Nichols didn't have a rap sheet like George Floyd did. If I'm wrong, somebody please tell me that I'm wrong.
Well, wait, can I interrupt you for 1 second? If there's a federal holiday, do I get a paid day off?
No. You don't work for the federal government.
Well, then it's not allowed to happen. If I get a paid day off, then sure, I'm all for it.
The only people that would get paid would be the federal employees.
Who don't need to be paid anyways.
And probably black people. You know. But it is what it is. Yeah, I mean, as far as I know, this guy doesn't have a long rap sheet or a rap sheet at all. So yeah, it's not.
He had to be doing something to get the police's attention.
Sure.
And
So,
5 of them,
go ahead, finish your thought.
and 5 of them, it's got to be stole a car at least. Like, I don't really see where 5 police officers would have been on one person.
Yeah. So anyway, what was going on up there?
It was posted about on a student news blog on their Facebook. Is where I saw it. There was a police brutality protest. All the protests happened right at the gates of Penn State, which is right downtown. If you walk straight out to town from the library, you'd end up at the gates. And it was a bunch of, white people, mostly, I'd say probably mostly in their 50s. But there were students, but every student basically hid their face.
There was white people in their 50s.
A lot of older people.
We call them hippies.
They might have been older than 50. Like, they were probably professor age. A lot of professor age people.
Well, of course, and they were probably professors, because, progressivism runs amok.
And then students, male and female, but most of them wore diapers on their face. so you couldn't really make out who anybody was.
Okay. Supposedly he was pulled over for reckless driving.
Okay, I don't see the reason for 5 cops there. 1, maybe 2, depending on what reckless driving they mean. But no reason to have a gun out.
Yeah.
Or pulling anybody out of a car. Reckless driving is just a ticket.
Yeah, well, obviously it escalated.
Suspension of license. That's, I guess it could mean a wide range of things.
Yeah, Memphis police officers pulled over a vehicle for suspected reckless driving. A confrontation occurred between officers and the vehicle's driver, who then fled on foot. Officers apprehended him and another confrontation occurred, resulting in his arrest. That's basically it.
Well, I found the justification for the multiple police cops.
Pepper spray was deployed during the initial altercation. At the second altercation, serious injuries were experienced. After some period of time of waiting around afterward, he was taken away by ambulance.
Pepper spray isn't needed on the first altercation.
Depending upon if he had drugs in his system.
Yeah. Just going off of what that says.
Right.
Like, it's not necessarily needed right then and there.
Yes. He suffered extensive bleeding caused by a severe beating.
What will they beat them with? A knife?
Yeah. So anyway, the main topic tonight's show is, believe it or not, it's soon going to be time to start campaigning again for president. We are 1 week away from Grandpa Joe's State of the Union address. And basically after that is when, if the sitting president is going to run again, he starts to get ready to start campaigning again. So the question tonight is, who should be the nominees for both of the major parties?
Neither. I don't want to see 16 more months of ad campaigns. Nobody should be president. Just no president.
I mean, it's pretty obvious on the Republican side. It's either going to be Trump or DeSantis.
Well, good job, Captain Obvious.
Yes. I don't care, about Mike Pompeo says he might run. A big deal, Mike. You're going to get 1%. Mike Pence thinks he's going to run. He might get 3%. Mittens Romney is talking about running. He's not going to get freaking anything. Liz Cheney might run. She's not going to get anything. Nikki Haley might run. She's not going to get anything.
You know who should run?
Me.
Or
what did you spill on your shirt?
My drink. Shut up.
I mean,
nobody can see it in
no,
the
except
chat.
me.
Shut up.
Lauren Boebert, huh? She should.
Yeah.
Huh?
Yeah, she carried her Glock into the Oval Office.
Nothing wrong with carrying a Glock into the Oval Office.
With the North Korean president there.
So the question is, first off, the North Korean president would never be invited into the Oval Office, but that's okay.
Why not?
You don't invite your enemies into the Oval Office.
Wasn't he in the White House?
No.
He was in D.C., wasn't he?
He was in. And he may have been in the White House, but I'll guarantee he was not in the Oval Office.
Okay. Well, I'm pretty sure he was in D.C.
So the question is, Trump or DeSantis? And go.
DeSantis.
Why?
He will carry the 50-50 vote. Trump, people are either for Trump or against him. There is no 50-50 vote.
Agreed.
DeSantis will carry those. The Republicans that don't like Trump, and there's a number of them. I know a number of them.
Mm-hmm.
So he'll carry the. You would think he would carry the Trumpers. You would think.
I'm not so sure.
But he's going to carry a lot of the mixed vote.
He will.
So I think he just has the statistically better chance to win. Because I think he'll have an easier chance of carrying PA, Michigan, Wisconsin, Georgia. I don't think he'd have any problem winning any other. Maybe Florida would tilt back a little bit, but no, he's from Florida. Never mind.
Yeah.
Never mind. No, he won Florida by 10 points because everyone in Florida loves him. I forgot about that. But he would win North Carolina easily. He wouldn't lose any typical Republican strongholds, I wouldn't think. Texas is Texas. That's going to end up being a blue state. Watch at some point in the next 40 years.
Yeah, in 40 years, sure. Well,
And then
maybe.
we're all screwed.
Maybe.
A Republican, I don't think can physically win without carrying Texas.
You know, things have a way of flipping. There used to be a time not all that long ago where California was solidly Republican and Texas was solidly Democrat.
Mexicans, and then before everyone moved to LA.
It's just the ebb and flow of things.
Texas also was in the, what's it called?
The Confederacy.
Yeah.
So my concern with DeSantis is how many people would he lose that are Trump supporters?
You'd have to appeal to them.
He would. The question.
But I think Trump would endorse him
Okay.
once he lost.
Would he?
Who else would he endorse?
Why does he have to endorse anybody?
He doesn't, but if he truly doesn't want the other side to have the presidency, in his best interest, he should probably endorse the candidate.
What does he care if he doesn't win?
Egotistical.
So let me
So
just,
why complain about all this when he's not president?
let me
Why
just,
complain?
let me just use Pennsylvania as an example. Okay.
Yeah.
Did we just not have a Senate election in November?
Oh yeah, we voted for an idiot.
Who was facing another idiot?
Yeah.
Who
At
was
least-
endorsed? Idiot number one was endorsed by Trump.
At least idiot number one could speak a sentence.
But he was endorsed by Trump, was he not?
Yeah.
But he wasn't perceived by true Trumpers, for lack of a better way to say it, as being a Trump guy.
I think this is a bad example.
So where I'm going with this is how many true Trumpers stay home if DeSantis is the nominee. I mean, first off, I think DeSantis is going to have a problem carrying Pennsylvania to begin with. I don't know if he carries Pennsylvania
I agree.
because of what's going on in 2 years. You got sleepy Bob Casey on the ballot. Bob Casey is about 1/60th the man of his father, former governor Bob Casey. Was that his name? Bob.
You said Bob twice.
Yeah,
so.
I know. I'm trying to think if Bob Casey's a junior. Well, anyway, his dad was governor of Pennsylvania. Really good governor of Pennsylvania. Democrat, but a really good governor.
Well, back in the 80s and before, a Democrat didn't exactly mean a bad thing. Because you were kind of middle. Everyone was kind of middle.
Yes. His kid is a fucking waste of chromosomes. Like, I don't know of any bills that he, like, sponsors on his own. Like you never hear him talk. You never see him give a speech. Like, he's just there in the Senate. He's freaking useless. But the question is, I mean, you and I, when we did our election wrap-up, or we even talked about this on election night, we went through, we took a handful of counties all throughout the state. Every county we looked at, Trump got a better turnout than what's his name did.
Oz.
But
like I said, I think this is a bad example because I think the true Trumper could read through the lies that Oz was.
Right.
Like, I think he's a bad example. I think he endorsed because Fetterman was so stupid. I'm not sure he fully agreed with him, or they were just friends.
Well, they were friends.
So that's why he endorsed him.
But one of Trump's main appeals is he's an outsider. DeSantis, yeah, he's a governor. He's not a Washington insider, but he's still a politician.
Yeah.
So what is the percentage of Trump people that get turned off? 2% in some states could cost him the election. That's it. 2%. And I don't mean these 2% are going to vote Democratic, because that's not going to happen. 2% stay home, 2% vote third party.
But I bet you the other side of the aisle would see the same decline since Trump isn't running. So I bet you a good amount of people went in just to vote against him.
It's sure there was a good number. Now, let's also admit Trump got a record percentage of blacks and Latinos.
Yeah.
Do blacks and Latinos turn out for DeSantis? I think the Latinos do. DeSantis is part Latino.
Yeah.
But are blacks going to show up and vote
for
him?
To win the presidency, I think you need the black vote.
I mean, I have my doubts that blacks will show up for DeSantis.
Between Milwaukee, Detroit, and Philly, you need two of those three states.
It's going to be very interesting to see.
It won't surprise me when Trump wins it, because I still think the more Republicans would rather see him run. That vote.
Right.
That vote.
I mean, so far, the vast majority of the polling shows Trump ahead of DeSantis. Also, interestingly, the vast majority of the polling shows Trump beating Biden by a wider margin than DeSantis does. Now, not that means anything. Neither mean anything at this point. I mean, we're still, a year away from the first primary vote.
Because I think where it gets won and lost is actually with this generation right here. If Trump runs, you damn well know people of my generation are going to go vote against him. You damn well know if nobody they care about's running, because they don't care about Biden or whoever. They don't. They just don't want to see Trump win. You damn well know if DeSantis is running, people my age, they ain't voting.
No, see, I completely disagree with that. Completely disagree. If your generation had to go to a polling place and vote, then I don't care who's on the ticket. The vast majority of them ain't going to do that.
I don't think as many people mail-in vote on their own as you think.
I do.
No, it shows up in their mailbox, and that's when they do it. They don't go out and go get one.
No. That's not how it works. You go to a website, you request one, it comes in your mail.
That's a lot of work for a 20-year-old to do.
It is. It is. But it's a lot more work than to have to go stand in line.
Googling. Come on, man. You're having someone having to go Google and find that information. They got to read about it.
Do they? Do they?
Yeah.
Or when you're sitting in a class, no matter what class it is, it could be a science class, it could be a math class. If you go to a religious school, it could be a philosophy class. It could be an engineering class. It could be an accounting class. It could be a photography class. The teacher
What if you
says,
know you get extra credit?
the teacher says, "Oh, here, I'm going to flash this website up on the board. Go request your ballot. By the way, Joe Biden wants free college tuition. Wink, wink."
Never heard this happen before when I was in college, just so you know. That's a thing high school teachers did. I've never seen a college professor flash a website like that. And I had very liberal professors.
Okay. Okay.
I mean, I don't know what goes on in the chemistry lab or the bi-sci or even the political science area.
Well, I tell you what, in the chemistry lab, if they're in the Althouse laboratory, they better be talking conservatism.
I doubt it.
Well, we're gonna go march.
We didn't pay for that lab.
How do you know?
Someone in our ancestry probably did.
That could have been my money.
It could have been.
So it'll be interesting. Now, on the other side, obviously, if Biden runs, he's gonna win.
Well, cheat.
I mean, who the hell? No, I mean, get the nomination.
Oh.
I mean,
He's not that fun.
I mean, it's not very often the sitting president doesn't win his party's nomination. So
He's not fun.
let's just assume for a moment he's not going to run.
I know who's going to win that.
Who's going to win?
Michael Obama. And he, she, it will actually probably win the entire thing.
Speaking of, let me see if I can find that video.
Where he says Michael?
No.
Oh, I know what video you're talking about.
No, not that video either.
Oh, well, I don't know that.
No, that's not the video. So keep talking. Who else could run?
Hillary can run again, I guess.
She could.
I don't think she'd get the nominee.
Not
Michael would
yeah.
beat her. Who else could run? AOC?
No.
Bernie?
That's a possibility.
I don't think Bernie could sway the typical Democrat.
Except for the young one.
He's an idiot. I'm not too versed with this side of the aisle, so what about that I can't think of his name. Those are like the ones that like pop to my head.
All right. Hold on a second. I am going to turn the volume down for a second to make sure I have the right video here. Okay. So, Joan Rivers, actress, comedian, Pretty sure she's dead now. Let's just make sure. Yeah, she died in 2014.
Okay.
So there is a video where she was walking into a building. Now it gives Spanish subtitles, but who cares? I want you to listen carefully.
Okay.
What Joan Rivers has to say about Barry and Michelle.
Mr. Rivers, how are you? You made a ton of news officiating the wedding in New York yesterday. Is this like a new cottage career move for you?
I am so excited,
Okay.
and I should do very well because I don't charge.
And do you think that the country will see the United States will see the first gay president or the first woman
We already
president?
have it with Obama, so let's just calm down.
Got it.
You know Michelle is a
I'm sorry, she's a what?
a transgender. We all know.
Oh my gosh.
Oh gosh, it's okay. She does the.
Were you able to catch that? We all know Michelle Obama is a transvestite.
Sorry, I had to mute it because I didn't hear it through here. I had to listen to it.
Got it.
So who is that?
That's Joan Rivers. She was an actress / comedian.
So she's either telling the truth or she's high, or both.
Married
Sounds
about
like
18
smoke about
times or
7
something like
cigarettes a day, huh?
that. Married about 18 times.
Well, it's because of all those cigarettes.
For those of you that are my age, she used to be on the Johnny Carson show a lot. In fact, she hosted the Johnny Carson show as fill-in quite often. But yeah, very interesting. Very interesting.
We already have that with Obama. He doesn't sound gay. He has a very deep voice.
So
What do you think aged him more then?
What?
Michael or being the president?
Say that again?
What do you think aged Obama more, Michael or being the president?
Wow.
In his 8 years, that man looked like he aged about 40 years.
They all do. Everybody who's in office, it's a very stressful job. You lose a lot of sleep.
I'm sure you're probably awake on average, probably like 18 hours a
I
day.
mean, they all are. I mean, all of them get massive, like, lines, underneath their eyes and shit. Like, yeah, it's amazing.
Well, I wonder how many times, like, a year they're awake 2, 3, 4 days straight.
Never.
Well, other than sleeping on the plane,
Never.
no, other than Air Force One.
Never.
Yeah, right. No, not never.
Never.
Oh, we have.
Dude, never. Not, maybe 2, not 3, not 4. Come on. Straight? No. Come on. Don't.
I'm not saying straight. I said other than maybe sleeping on Air Force One.
What do you think? They're on Air Force One every day?
Sometimes.
Only one that's campaign season.
Oh yeah, when Trump went to North Korea, that was campaign season.
But he doesn't fly on the plane every day, dumbass. Come on.
You missed my point. It's fine. Move on.
So what happens if Michelle doesn't run? What about Pete? Pete Buttigieg.
Who's that?
He's gay. He's a transportation secretary. He just
That's
had a
great.
kid. He was out for months on paternity leave because he and his husband had a kid. Not birthed.
I'm just saying, huh? I hope they adopted a kid that was at least, a toddler.
I think it was a baby.
Okay, so at least, it was a child.
Wonder which one's breastfeeding this child.
None of the above.
So yeah, it's this could be a very interesting campaign season.
I don't think so.
Very interesting. There's going to be a lot of Republicans that come out to try to run. The field is going to get thinned out very quickly after the first votes. If Grandpa Joe doesn't run, there's going to be a whole shit ton of Democrats that are going to run because their bench is weak. Normally, Kamala would be the heir apparent.
Nobody will vote for Kamala.
No.
Kamala's like Pence. Nobody cares.
Yeah.
Kamala was only there just to win some vote over.
Yes. I mean, she was on TV the other day talking about how much she loved riding the school bus when she was a kid.
That's great.
Okay. Love being in that big yellow bus.
She's like Forrest Gump.
Okay. It's like, okay.
It's a lie, though. Nobody likes the bus.
So we got lots of time to looking at headlines. Cops fatally shoot man accused of stabbing. The man is a double amputee. Okay.
Interesting.
All right. Israel was on the war rampage this week.
Yeah, so he posted that World War III started.
Assuming it was Israel. A lot of explosions in Iran. And along the border of Syria and Iraq.
Russia did it.
Word is, yeah. I mean, there was an attack in Israel, so this may have been the response. That there was a lot of drone strikes.
Could the Middle East actually trigger World War III? Would enough people actually go to war with each other over the Middle East?
No, and that's not where I meant did World War III start. I mean what's going on in Ukraine. The fact that countries are now sending offensive weapons to Ukraine. The fact that certain companies that build a jet called the it'll come to me here. The F-16
It's an expensive jet.
went into overdrive to start making these things when they supposedly don't have any orders, but they're anticipating orders.
Company? You mean the United States of America?
Yeah, shockingly, we don't buy that jet from China.
Oh, I wonder why. Because if it was in China, it might as well be worse than the F-11.
Yes.
I thought we were letting that war just be a stalemate.
Who knows?
Like, has anything happened in that war in the last, 3 months since nobody reports about it anymore?
Not really.
They're fighting over the same useless land that is just rubble anyways at this point.
Yeah.
Sounds like World War One.
Yeah.
I'm not sure Russia and Ukraine can start World War III. I don't think enough countries are going to back Ukraine. To go, because basically if you start a war with Russia, it's just nuclear war.
If they decided to start using tactical nuclear bombs, yeah.
And the whole world would cease to exist.
Breaking news, the
less
FBI
than-
searched Joe Biden's private offices. And it was never disclosed. Interesting. You could tell we didn't really put in a lot of thought as to what we're talking about tonight because.
We.
Can you say that a little louder?
We. We didn't put a lot of thought. Says the producer of the political show.
Yeah, Tuesdays are pretty tough right now.
Tax season.
Very busy.
Starting tax season.
Very busy.
And audit season. Accountant's favorite time of the year.
Oh, yes, for sure.
February and March.
Biden is ending the COVID-19 emergency response May the 11th, I believe.
What even was that?
The shit that Trump started when COVID was raging.
What did it do?
Got us some free money.
Very big quotation marks around that. Free. Paying it back just to get eggs.
Yeah. Yeah.
Gas is going back up in other news.
That it is. That it is.
I don't like it.
Where's all my news sources? Whenever I scroll down Twitter, they all pop up and like. One of these days, we're going to do a whole show on like libs of TikTok or Clown World or something like that.
Libs of TikTok is kind of funny. Even though all they do is just post idiots.
Suburban school worker charged with stealing $1.5 million worth of chicken wings.
Who? What school has $1.5 million in chicken wings?
That's a lot
What?
of chicken. Biden supporter Steph Curry wants to block affordable housing being built near his $30 million mansion.
Biden supporter Steph Curry.
Yeah.
Why in the world would an athlete support a Democrat?
Because they all do.
Go support a Republican, you'll have more money. Oh!
Biden administration to send Ukraine new $2.2 million aid package that includes long-range missiles. FBI searched Biden think tank in mid-November. If you're indeed being transparent, why the continued trickle of disclosure around these classified documents? True. Man caught on camera stealing $3,000 bracelet from jewelry store employee's hands. Okay. Video shows Russian soldiers wiped out by death ray weapon.
No.
Let's see if there's a video on this thing. Huh.
Have you considered going solar in Pennsylvania but afraid of attached? Most people.
So I warn you, this video people may find disturbing, so if you're are disturbed by such things, please don't watch for the next few seconds. The next minute, let's say.
So why are they such a big deal? After intense negotiations, the US, Germany, and other Western allies agreed to send their sophisticated main battle tank.
Is this the right video? What the hell? Why'd the video change? Alright, so this video doesn't have sound, I guess. Well, that came in quick, whatever that was. Those people got blown apart. And the other people just keep walking.
That's crazy.
That's how quick your life could end. Yeah. And on that note, let's end the show. So I can go make dinner.
I've seen more disturbing things, but that's something.
All right, sports show. We doing it Friday, or do you have other things to do?
Yeah, we're doing it Friday.
All right. I want to continue our discussion on light beer at sporting events. So if you didn't watch our last Saturday show, maybe you should. We had a good 15-minute discussion on whether men should drink light beer at sporting events. I said if you do that, you are a beta male who deserves to be a virgin for the rest of your life. It's true.
This is funny.
I asked a couple people's opinions, like like a man on the street kind of interview.
Yeah.
So we'll share what some of their responses were. That, and I told you to write down something else that we'll talk about Friday. What did I tell you to write down?
Why does it matter that both Super Bowl quarterbacks are black?
Yes.
Be black.
Yes. Yeah. Certain sports networks are making a big deal that both starting quarterbacks are black.
Well, said to be black.
Have black ancestry.
There you go.
So, where people like us don't see that's a big deal.
98% of people don't see that as a big deal. But it's how people who are young are raised.
Yes.
As if you can't just see that anymore.
Yes. All right, so we will see you Friday night at 7 o'clock. Until then, have a safe, happy, and healthy week. Thank you for joining us. Lots of time to talk politics in the next few weeks and months leading up to the campaign season. Until then, we will see you Friday. Yep.